Welcome to SKYDIVE Empuria. This is the digital drop zone briefing. If in doubt, feel free to ask our DZ staff for more information. Before you manifest your jump, you need to make sure your parachute is packed and ready, and that you have a valid jump ticket. Right to the manifest window is an information board. Here you find info regarding wind direction and strength of the wind at various altitudes. Separation time between exits is also listed, which may vary between the different aircraft. You can also see the jump limit. To the left of manifest window you find an aerial photograph that shows the jump run. The indicator shows the direction and length of the jump run, depending on the current conditions. Remember to check the winds and exit separation of each aircraft. You will find manifest screens on the platform, under the blue shade sail and at various points inside the hangar. These can be used to verify which aircraft you are on, and the takeoff time for each flight. Also pay attention to the manifest announcements for the flights. We have a south and an intersection boarding area. The intersection boarding area is located below the blue shade sail closest to the landing tee. The landing tee, in front of the lateral restaurant terrace, indicates the landing direction. Respect the indicated landing direction, the way it's shown here. An experienced skydiver will determine the exit order. The order depends on the types of jump and the weather conditions at the time of flight. Boarding order is instructed. During taxi and takeoff, skydivers must wear seat belts and helmets. Ensure that these are fastened correctly. Seat belt and helmet must not be taken off until an altitude of 1,000 feet, or 300 meters. This is the same for all aircraft. The pilot will make a 2-minute call announcement, indicating that the flight is approaching jump run. Use this time to make sure you are absolutely ready to exit the aircraft. The orange light means, open the door. Green light means start jumping. In case the red light comes on, stop jumping. Remember that on tracking or horizontally moving jumps, you need to move perpendicular to the jump run. This, so you do not encroach someone else's space. If you are unsure, please ask a staff member. It is recommended to open at a safe height, above 3,500 feet or above 1,000 meters. The landing area for students and for fun jumpers is located on the other side of the runway, here shown in green. In case of emergency, you can land in the orange marked area. The red marked area in front of the hangar is for staff landings. At SKYDIVE Empuria, we have 2 landing patterns. A north pattern with right-hand turns, and a south pattern with left-hand turns. The recommended height to start these patterns by leaving the holding area is 1,000 feet or 300 meters. Obviously these heights depend on type and size of canopy, the wing loading, experience and wind conditions. Remember to never do a low turn. Outside drop zone landing areas, green marked areas are safe for landing. Red marked areas show dangerous landing areas. These areas might change with time. Make sure you recheck high up, when under canopy. Red lines show power lines in the area. Do not fly your canopy over the runway below 1,000 feet or 300 meters. Avoid the approach area at the end of the runways, these areas are reserved for aircraft. Familiarize yourself with safe and unsafe outside landing areas when under canopy. If you had an off-zone landing, wait at some visible point for someone to come for you. After your landing, gather your parachute and walk back to the hangar. Pay attention to other canopies that are landing. After looking out for airplane traffic, on and behind the end of the runway endings, cross the runway only on the striped line section. Make sure there is no aircraft ready for takeoff or landing. Once across the runway, check the staff landing area for canopies, and make your way safely to the hangar. If you are above the marina and you cannot make it to the beach or surrounding fields, you need to look out for a suitable canal to make a water landing. Do not try to land within town on dry ground. Procedure: open your full face helmet's visor. Disconnect your RSL. Release chest strap and loosen leg straps. Once you hit the water, release brake toggles, cut away and swim out of harness, and swim to the side of the canal. If you require your canopy to be packed for you, leave your rig neatly on the packing mat. Make sure you leave a valid packing ticket, and your brakes are set. The big and bulky gear racks are for drop zone gear. The other racks are for visitor gear. If you use rental equipment, get your equipment from the gear hire staff at Manifest. It is mandatory to get a gear check by a DZ instructor before leaving the platform. Walking around the drop zone, you will familiarize quickly with our infrastructure. If you have any questions, never hesitate to ask anyone on the staff. Enjoy the skies above one of the most beautiful bays in the world.